Hi guys, welcome back. This is our second episode in Zhuhai, a beautiful city next to the South China Sea. But the ocean here isn't super clean, it's kinda murky, kinda brown. Maybe it gets better when you travel further into the ocean, cause Zhuhai has like 1,000 islands here. That might be the reason why the ocean here isn't super clear. In last episode, we made it here in Zhuhai and we tried to walk from the ferry terminal to the border where you enter Macau. The walk is pretty easy, it's about 1.5 hours. We ended last episode halfway through the walk. We're gonna continue the second half of the walk in this episode. And yes, Zhuhai is a city in mainland China where it connects to Macau. And Macau is kinda like the Las Vegas of China. It is full of casinos. We're gonna explore Macau in upcoming episodes, so subscribe to follow the journey.
I think this is the award what the school has got. Civilized school, healthy, right? Advanced again. The school kind of displayed the qualification like right outside the gate. I think that's pretty interesting. Look, if you come to China, you can see this quite often. The sign shows emergency shelters on which way under what buildings. In case of any kind of, earthquake happens, you can find a shelter for you to hide pretty quickly. And they also have this sign for emergency unit. Like they will display in front of an office or in front of a small security guard house, and it says, this is the smallest emergency unit. So these people should be in charge to taking care of you when there's a disaster happen. Right, we actually made it to the sea again. We come from the other side. And we made it here. It takes about 25 minutes now of walking. And as you can see, that side is Macau. And right between here to the right is still mainland China. This place you see is pretty nice, right? But guess what? Back in the days, in the late 80s and in the early 90s when it first got built, I think this project is actually more for the tourists who made it here in China, mainland China, to show them, hey, China can be pretty too, but it's less to the local to use, because I think at that time they can have a better infrastructures for the locals rather than this pretty, but it pretty much does nothing functionally seaside. But yeah, it's like when you go to North Korea. I think none of you have been to North Korea, but if you have heard it on the news, they have this infrastructure like nice hotels and streets, but they build it for foreigners, pretty much to show them. Ooh, she's getting angry. Kids are really excited. Yeah, they build it pretty much to show the tourists. I guess the local can use it too, but mainly they build it for the tourists. So this place served the same purpose, I guess, in the beginning, of course, but later on, as the city develops, they refurbish this place and it just become part of the community, areas to hang out. I mean, look at this. They have this rental little carts. You can drive around it. It's really nice. People can run here all the way across, about 20 to 30 kilometers of this running track right next to the sea. Look at this. This is the cigarette disposal, I guess. This is where you should smoke. But I mean, this is outdoor. I guess you can just smoke anywhere. I don't know the law here. I find this quite interesting. It says do not construct the water supply underneath. There's another one here too. I mean, it's kind of funny because aren't all this department under one management, the city council? Look, there's another one here. Do they outsource this kind of work to different companies? Is that what it is? That's why they have to put a sign here to tell the other companies, do not construct here. We already did something important underneath. I mean, if you're under one government department, right, you can just look at the documentations where you can construct or can't. So I'm pretty sure they are under different managements. It's a little bit hard to see, but a smaller bridge in front of the bigger bridge. The smaller bridge goes from Zhuhai here to Macau. And the bigger bridge actually goes from Macau and all the way to Hong Kong on the other side. You can't see it from here. The bridge is actually pretty impressive. It goes underwater at a point, underwater tunnel. By the way, I know Chinese can be hard to pronounce sometimes. Zhuhai, you might not get it. If you're lazy, right, just pronounce it as Zhuhai. It kind of, I mean, local can kind of understand it. A little bit off, but yeah, Zhuhai. I don't know what type of flower is this. Oh, there's a little story here. I'm not gonna read it, it's too much text. Look at this. Why is the woman's sign is smaller than the man's? That's pretty funny. I don't know if they do it intentionally or just a mistake. I think this is a 5G tower. They tried to disguise it as a tree, but it looks pretty bad. I mean, what kind of tree is this in a tropical city, right? Yeah, definitely they try to make it look like a tree. Kind of material they use is pretty solid. But it says here, it tells you this is a telecommunication device. Yeah, it's a 5G tower. I mean, I like the tower by itself. I don't mind it in the middle of the garden. It looks pretty futuristic to me. Oh wow, look at this. That's some pretty nice flowers. So Zhuhai is actually one of the 5 special economic zones back in the 90s when China first opened up its market to the foreign, company and business. And they want to open up gradually. So they opened 5 countries first, and Zhuhai is one of them, to kind of just test how, I guess, the Chinese market react to this kind of economic market. What's happening over there? So I think this city actually means something to the Chinese, the new China, right? Is there anything weird to you in this picture? Well, for me, the camera the security surveillance camera is hanging really low above the ground. I mean, in my mind, at least in the Western world, the camera should be way up there, right? At least here. But this is really low. I think I can touch it if I just held my hand up. Well, I'm not gonna touch it. I don't wanna get in trouble, but look. If I jump a little bit, I can touch it. I guess this tells you the mentality of the government here when they're monitoring the public, right? They don't really care if you destroy one of these because there will be so many cameras next to it, right? There will be one there will be one in the traffic, there will be here, and there will be another one over there. All of them can track what you're doing. So it doesn't matter if you destroy one of them. What creates this kind of perception that it's not worth it to just destroy public goods sometimes, because they can track you, where you come from, where's your house, where did you live, right? After you destroying the camera, where are you gonna go to sleep at night? They can track you, or they can even be there waiting for you before you even got home. This is the benefits of having so many cameras, and it kind of creates a network of cameras in the cities that almost you have no dead ends, so people wouldn't want to risk doing small crimes because the cost is just too high. It's not worth it, right? They can catch you pretty easily. They don't even have to catch you on the act. If you're in the Western countries, sometimes what happens is the police, they might want to charge you, but sometimes they lack of evidence, right? Or they have evidence, they have video recordings, right? Or witnesses, but you ran away, you escape. They don't know where to catch you, they don't know how to find you. And if the crimes are not significant, they don't really want to spend that much resources into finding these criminals once they escape. But here, when you got so many cameras, those two problems are solved. You got the evidence and the criminals are nowhere to escape. What the hell is this? It's just a concrete block. Is there some kind of plate here? Oh, GPS control network. Do not destroy it. I don't know what this is for. A measurement unit. To measure what? Is it to give coordinates for the GPS? Look at this little tank. Is this a wastewater? Oh, look at that. Zhengfang Public Resources Operations. So yeah, I was right. I think the government outsourced these public jobs, public maintenance job to companies. That's the company name, Zhengfang. So they're in charge of managing the cities. Look, this is an advertisement for casino, online casino. If you're a VIP, you get 24 hours. I don't know what it is. I don't want to promote it anyway. I like this old Chinese people just hanging out here in the afternoon. I guess they retire, and this is a pretty nice spot to hang out. I mean, it's not really cold, it's not really windy today. And they love the TikToks. I mean, Chinese TikToks. I mean, China is really chill. This is the place where people actually live, right? But obviously not the biggest cities, not Shenzhen or Shanghai or Beijing. Those places are really stressed. But cities like this, Zhuhai, people really chill. People retire here because the weather is good in winter. It's a really nice place to live. In Zhuhai already. 不是路可以是吗？
对，你先关掉它。
你是说路都不可以？然后，是这里。
查一下，这里。
你好。